Deadpool and Wolverine have been winning hearts, but what if I told you the movie we got was just the tip of the iceberg? What if the version we saw was nothing compared to what could have been? From alternate endings to dropped out characters and deleted scenes, Marvel has revealed a lot of interesting details. Now, I know you all loved the trailer, that's why you went to see the movie, right? But did you notice that some scenes in the trailer didn't actually make it into the final cut? Don't believe me? Let's take a closer look.
Wade Wilson?
Who's asking?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that supposed to be scary?
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
God, please! Oh my fuck! God, I love this part. Sweet little puppy.
You know the Avengers discovered shawarma.
Oh.
One of the most notable changes is that in the movie, Wolverine just gives the Cora stern look, and Deadpool says, "F off" in a different manner. These are alternate takes, and trust me, I watched the movie multiple times to be sure. While we enjoyed most of the scenes in the theaters, seeing Jackman flipping the middle finger? Now, that was something new. And also, there's a little snippet released later where Jackman is seen rehearsing Wolverine's most famous lines from the comics.
I'm the best service at what I do. What I do.
You got it. Go ahead.
I'm the best service at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
Of course, that didn't make it into the movie. I can confirm after watching it 5 times. So, where did it go? Was it just made as a snippet, or was it later cut out? You tell me what you think in the comments. And if you think these are the only secrets they are hiding from us, think again. You might not believe me when I say Deadpool wasn't even supposed to be the way it turned out. There was no Hugh Jackman, no ex-MCU cameos, and no Dogpool either, which, if you didn't know, was supposed to be the ugliest dog in the whole Britain. Talking about the story, from Deadpool 2 to Deadpool 3, there was a huge gap. Dark years for the movie crew. At one point, they had given up. Deadpool 2 was a massive hit, and they had no idea how to top that. I mean, what could possibly be better? Yup, that's what all of them were probably thinking. Reynolds went a bit crazy with his ideas. He pitched everything from a modest indie road trip movie where Deadpool tries to save Christmas by going to the North Pole, to a frame-by-frame remake of Thor 2, but with Deadpool instead of Thor. However, most of these ideas got rejected. Then he came up with the epic idea of a Deadpool deleted scenes extravaganza, where Deadpool was in the MCU all along, but all his scenes were deleted from the films. That's my favorite one and would have been awesome to watch. Too bad it got rejected too. When nothing was working out and darkness seemed to be looming, Marvel Jesus stepped in. And no, it wasn't Ryan, it was Jackman himself.
I just thought we'd done everything, and I swear to God, we hadn't done Logan yet, but I'd announced, I said, Logan's going to be my last. I knew what the script I was excited about. I thought this is going to be perfect. And 3 days after that announcement, I saw Deadpool 1. And I remember watching it going, oops. I could see it. I could see the two characters. Fans have loved it, wanted it for years, but I could see Midnight Run, 48 Hours,
Yes.
Odd Couple,
Yes.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Just those two characters like mismatched. I could see it. So it took me a little while to get over myself, but I remember the day. It was August 14th, 2022, driving down the LIE in New York, and I went, whoa, yeah.
That's when Jackman called Reynolds and said,
I went, I want to do Deadpool Wolverine. Sorry.
so you could say Ryan Reynolds isn't the true Marvel Jesus, Hugh Jackman is. Because if not for his phone call wanting to return as Wolverine, we would have gotten a totally different Deadpool 3. And if you think Jackman's call was the end of it, think again. After that, Ryan went even wilder with his ideas. Sometimes it feels like he really is Deadpool in real life. Ryan had this crazy idea of showing the story from 3 different perspectives. First from Deadpool, then from Wolverine's, and finally, the act of truth. Thankfully, that idea wasn't approved, No offense. Moving towards the deleted scenes, as we all know, this year, Marvel made a huge announcement. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, but not as Iron Man or any Iron Man variant like Superior Iron Man. Instead, he's set to return as Victor Von Doom, aka Dr. Doom, from another universe, likely the one from the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. Yeah, that's why they had that embarrassing Fantastic Four Human Torch in it. They haven't revealed the exact number designation for that universe yet, but it's set in the 1960s in that universe's present day. Downey is expected to make his first live-action appearance as Dr. Doom in the post-credit scene of that movie. Originally, there were plans for Robert Downey Jr. to have a cameo during the scenes with Deadpool and Wolverine. That's why Ryan Reynolds included that joke at the beginning of the movie where Deadpool is trying out for the Avengers in the MCU.
I'm sorry, that's when you get those toy Hulk hands, right? And then you look down and you brace yourself and ravage the midsection.
Unfortunately, due to some reasons, Robert Downey Jr. couldn't appear in the movie, or else we would have seen him at the very start and then at the very end of the movie. However, it was like some overlapping universes kind of thing, you know? Or maybe he was affecting the budget too. Who knows? Talking about the deleted scenes, when the movie's producer Wendy Jacobson was asked if they ended up with a lot of deleted scenes, she said,
the film.
So, okay. Did you end up with a lot of deleted scenes?
There's only a few deleted scenes that are very, very short. I think structurally the script and what we set out to make was so sound, but I will say there's probably, an infinite number of alt jokes or line readings or this or that because there's so much great comedy gold and improvisation. So I feel like you probably could have made an infinite number of versions of this film.
Just as she said, there were infinite versions of the movie within the movie, and infinite versions of jokes within the jokes. Something tells me this is mostly Reynolds doing. There was also an actual discussion among the crew about whether to show the X-Men passing away in their home dimension or not. Of course, they ended up not showing it. Here's what they had to say about it.
What is it like to have a screening go so well when you're first putting it in front of people?
Well, I think, truthfully, we are just driven by trying to deliver audience satisfaction, right? More so than box office. And I think that's kind of the place that we work from every.
Reynolds elaborated on the power of what remains unseen, explaining that the absence of visual confirmation can often be more impactful. According to him, it was a little bit that what we as viewers don't see is more haunting than what we do see in the movie. And they also had the idea that depicting the deaths might cheapen the emotional weight, suggesting that the focus should remain on the internal struggles of the characters. But this isn't it. In the same interview, Reynolds told us some interesting details about Wolverine's iconic suit. Reynolds described it as a hair shirt, a symbolic garment worn as a form of penance. What we didn't see was that they made the Wolverine wear that suit as a punishment, and here I thought he was wearing it to get away from the Deadpool, who kept drooling over his abs. The choice was actually meant to reflect Wolverine's deep sense of mourning and guilt, akin to wearing black as an expression of grief. Convincing Jackman to don the suit was a pivotal moment, marking the beginning of their exploration into Wolverine's complex character arc.
Because Deadpool and Wolverine, the thing they have most in common is shame.
Moving on, as we all know, Deadpool was set to bring back some iconic MCU characters. More importantly, characters from the era before the Marvel Cinematic Universe fully came into being. But if you're thinking of Blade, Gambit, X-23, and Elektra as the ones they had planned, think again. More characters like Storm, Toad, Phoenix, and Daredevil were all rumored to appear in the movie. Ben Affleck was even spotted on set, but unfortunately, he couldn't make it, just like the others. Up next, we're diving into focuses on a single yet the most important method, an alternate take on the final battle between Deadpool, Wolverine, and the entire Deadpool Corps. This is not at all what we saw in the movie, though. This is not at all what we saw in the movie, though we do have a lot of Deadpools. What we don't have in the movie is the setting and some extra characters, which we can see here. I don't know if it's just me, or it feels like a direct parody of the Avengers Endgame portal scene, almost as if they were going for a shot-for-shot homage. If you look closely, the battlefield seems to be set in the void, with everything around looking utterly destroyed. It mirrors the chaotic setting of the endgame final battle. However, the key characters are noticeably different. In the final cut of the movie, it's just Deadpool and Wolverine taking on the Deadpool Corps in that long, single-take tracking shot. But some of the alternate versions they had planned are absolutely wild. It's clear that this scene was part of a completely different version of the movie, one that was much more expensive than what eventually hit theaters. This version hints at a much larger fight involving the entire Resistance group. You can see variants of characters like Boyd fighting alongside Deadpool and Wolverine after that last battle at the dead Ant-Man. There's so much happening in this alternate battle scene. Let's start with the biggest reveals. Zoom in on the background behind Wolverine and you'll notice something surprising. What looks like Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. This suggests that in an earlier version of the script, Ghost Rider was part of the Resistance group. There were a lot of early theories about Ghost Rider being in the movie, and it turns out that was actually the plan. Ryan Reynolds revealed that they had to cut Ghost Rider mostly due to budget constraints. The character would have needed a lot of CGI to be done right. Ryan also mentioned that several other cameos were cut for both story and budget reasons. This is also why they included the joke about Chris Evans' Fantastic Four cameo. When Deadpool says, "Do you know what he was doing to the budget of this movie?" It's a nod to all those cuts they had to make. No one has hinted yet if they're going to make a Deadpool 4 movie, but since they're making millions of dollars, they probably will. And how could we forget what Deadpool said?
You're damn straight it is. Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
That's it for today. See you next time.